Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I know we've got people all over the world, so whatever is appropriate for each and every one of you, I want to say that this morning. I'm calling in with a voice that is about 70%. Guys, I've been talking like 20, at least about 18 hours a day, every single day, not having a break whatsoever. And I can tell you, it is absolutely fun. I was with a couple of leaders last night. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia right now. We had a phenomenal meeting, and there's a phenomenal meeting that's starting and probably about 1 hour to the minute. There's going to be another phenomenal meeting that's starting. That's going to be probably it's going to be the biggest opportunity meeting that I believe that has existed so far in iBuumerang in our little short time that we've actually been here. But last night we were here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we had a meeting that was intending to be a Spanish meeting, and obviously it was Spanish and English. And we had Daniel and Talita Camaro, who was our host there. We had Cesar Munoz, who flew all the way in from Mexico to be there. We had myself was there. We had David Manning, our CEO of Extreme Travel, was there. Our global master ambassador, Mr. Edwin Haynes, was there. We had several other leaders who actually was there on the scene. And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you there was not a seat left in the house. People were standing up all around the walls. And it is really, really, really exciting to be a part of iBuumerang today. There's a lot of exciting things that are going on, and I want to talk to you about some of those things. And I'll also be giving you some updates as to some of the things that we've actually had a chance to improve some of the announcements that we've made that are actually working 100% and things that are actually there. So exciting times going on right now. So I know we're getting a little bit of a later start. So by now, I'm sure you would have already text messaged and emailed as many people as you could about this call. Well, for those of you who don't know, my name is Holton Buggs. I am your CEO of iBuumerang. And as I mentioned, guys, today is going to be a training call that we have. We call it Flight School. And basically, it's designed to show you how to get your wings, how to get some liftoff in your business. And it's really been well-attended training calls that we've been doing. Last week, we had T. Gray talking about money matters last week. And it was very appropriate because last week, as he talked about money matters, the money does matter, because last week was the very first commission that was actually pushed out, okay? And records were broken in terms of some of the incomes that were earned. I can tell you, I was so excited to see that even my personal best, and I know my personal best in network marketing happened about 11 years ago in terms of my first week's commission, and I worked extremely hard for those commissions. Let me make sure that this is no one calling me about the call here. Nope, that's my mother calling. She always calls me. Anyway, I'll call her back. But last week, we had I think at least 4 people who broke my personal best record in terms of first week's income, and I was so excited about that because I know the work that I put in to have the first, that start that I had. And my first week's income, my record was $25,830. And to see that we had it was either 4 or 5 people, I believe, who actually broke that record and had checks larger than $25,830 for the first week. Now, I know some of you are on the call right now. You're probably saying, wow, is that really true? And is that even possible? And I want to share something with you that is really, not necessarily part of what I thought about for the training, but I want you to start understanding that it's all numerical. It is all based off of numbers. And I was talking to one of the guys who broke my record, Sam and Kim Bean. If you know them, they're out of Houston. Matter of fact, Sam and Kim Bean, they flew into here as well. And one of the traits that I saw of those that broke my record, Peter Hirsch was another one as well. Okay. And Peter Hirsch was another one, and Jose Luis was another one as well. But one of the traits that I saw in those who broke my record, and Edwin Haynes just shattered it. But that's your global master ambassador. He never talks about it, and he won't, because his position, he's there to serve, and he's not there to compete with the field. But he absolutely shattered what the record was. And I haven't seen anybody who's had a first week's commission that was larger. But one of the things that I can tell you that I was more proud of, and I will share with you some of the common traits of those who did break the record. But the thing I was most proud of was that we had almost 1,300 people whose checks were over $200. The record-breaking checks are great, okay? But these are people who are seasoned. These are people who are following a launch plan to the T. They're following it to the T. But when I saw that over 1,300 people the very first week, their checks were over $200. Now, why am I so excited about that? Number one, most companies would be happy to have 1,300 people even join their company in the first week. Even if they offer free registration, say, hey, just join. Most companies would be very proud of that. And I'm not boasting or bragging about that, whatever. I'm very excited about it. We worked hard for it. This whole team worked really, really hard for it. So it's not like we were given anything. Nobody gave us anything. Nobody has given iBuumerang anything whatsoever. We've gone out there and we've worked for it, every single one of you. So don't be bashful when it comes to our accomplishments as a team. But at the same time, every one of them that I talked to, their voice was just like mine. And when we talk, it's your body has given all that it can give. Your voice is pretty much gone. And who is this for? I want to share this with you so that we can segregate expectations. I don't want everybody on this call thinking, wow, man, my voice has got to be like, like a Sam Bean's voice. And just completely going. My voice doesn't have to be like, Jonathan Green or I was with yesterday Jonathan Green, and had a chance to be with Spencer Iverson and in a leadership room, and I can tell they've been hitting the pavement. Jonathan Green was talking about him not missing this opportunity. He knew that had he missed the launch of this opportunity, he knew it would have haunted him and he would have had a regret for the rest of his life. But the common theme is that everybody understands the value of now. The value of now. That's one of the things that they actually understand. And they also understand the philosophy of, you don't necessarily have to always pay the price, okay? Pay the price for success. You can also enjoy the price of success. Because sometimes when you pay the price for success, we always think about something that we didn't get. So I had to pay the price. But you can also enjoy the price of success. What do I mean by that? They understand the power of now. They understand that they will never have another opportunity to say, I was there the very first week. Now, some of you who are on this call, you're just joining the business right now as we speak. Some of you on the call, you're just now even looking at the opportunity, and you may not even be in yet. And number one, we welcome you. But your first week is going to be your first week. And if you didn't know about the opportunity last week, that's not your fault. But now that you do know about the opportunity, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do from here? And so we were riding in the car, and Spencer and I were talking, and he was like, man, dude, he says, every mistake that is made or every challenge that we have, He says, man, I'm so excited to be here because I've been in companies where everything was already perfect. And he says, when everything is already perfect, I missed that being on the ground floor and the opportunity for me to be one of the reasons that the company got great. I missed it. And so I want to share that with you as well, every one of you on this call here, because I think what we've done is we've set an expectation because of our growth so far. I think since we've been open March 11th, I believe we may be over it. I haven't checked the numbers, but we're approaching 20,000 new people in the company. Now, that's not industry normal. That's iBuumerang normal. Why do I say that? Because we have set ourselves a standard not based off of the average company or the average experience in network marketing. Coming into this from the very first moment, we had set some crazy expectations. And I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, as good as that may sound, Spencer asked me, he says, Buggs, what do you think about that? I says, well, I'll be candid with you. Okay, it's cool, but I'm not grossly disappointed, but I am disappointed to a T because, the expectations that I had set was we'd be way further than over 20,000 new distributors after 2 to 3 weeks in the business. Okay. I'm going to bring you up to speed so that you can understand why my expectations are there, because I don't want you to beat up on yourself if you join and you still don't have one single person that's enrolled yet. Don't worry about that. I'm just trying to set the stage so that you really understand how your team and your leadership is building this. And I'm also giving you an opportunity to enjoy the price of now. Enjoy the price of now, because we set some major expectations. And Spencer told me, he says, Buggs, I've been around this industry for a long time, and our branding, normally companies have to come back and say, well, hey guys, don't pay attention to the photos. We're going to correct those later. Don't pay attention to and that's true. The branding in most companies as they launch is horrible. We've got a world-class branding from the beginning, okay? We put out an incredible product from the beginning. We also have encountered a lot of challenges from the beginning, okay? That's where growth takes place. And those who understand the power of now, I want to be very candid with you that I believe that the largest sums of wealth is created here first, not in your bank account. So the threshold that you would have and the tolerance that you have for change is in direct proportion to the amount of wealth that you're able to steward, okay? When I have a threshold for only small amount of change, I probably won't be a steward over a bunch of wealth or over a lot of resources, okay? And this is why change is so important, and being able to embrace change. There's a book by a gentleman whose name is Richard Flint, who wrote a book called Embracing Change. It's a great book to read. But why do I talk about this? Because we are right now in the exploration stage, okay? If you take a look at the digital currency industry, regardless of which one you favor, and blockchain, when it started and when Bitcoin came around, it was the explorers who were out there at first. They had a vision. Those were the visionaries who knew exactly. They were exploring this new technology. And if you take 6 years ago, how difficult it was to even open up a wallet. It was extremely difficult. This is why you didn't have a lot of people going in buying it. But when you look at the people who own the most of that coin at this moment, it's not the people of now. It's the people of now 7 years ago, when there were so many bugs to work out and things of that nature. And so when you heard the stories about these digital currency billionaires, it wasn't people who had just got involved. It was the people who was there when you log into your account and it was so cryptic, you had to go through, it took you 10 minutes to even log into your account. But those were the people who understood and knew, I'm on a new frontier. I'm doing something that's never been done before. Now, how is that synonymous to what we have here in iBuumerang? You're going to experience small little glitches, but you got to understand, what is my threshold for imperfection? What is my threshold for being able to change? And how do I manage that entire process? Because that's critically important to your success. If you're here just to build a small customer base, then you may not need to have a high threshold. If you're here only to make yourself an extra $500 a month, that's a simple process. You may be in one of those positions to say, let me wait, okay? Because everything that we've launched, we've done a lot. We have probably done 6 to 18 months worth of accomplishment in less than 8 weeks, okay? In less than 8 weeks. How do I know? I've been doing this for 29 years and I've seen what we've accomplished here as a company. But I do know that some people, they just have what I call mismanaged expectations. And I want to talk to you as leaders as well, okay? Flight school, remember, this is going to talk about how to get you off the ground. Because if you want perfect right now, and I don't say this with disrespect, I say this with all affection, Amway is probably close to perfect. That's almost a perfect, refined, and redefined opportunity in the network marketing space. They're also the largest company that's out there. However, the newness and the evolution of the industry is not there. We made a decision to evolve from the standard and do something completely different, okay, in network marketing. What we have, nobody else has, okay, starting with leadership. I'm not saying that nobody else has leadership, but I'll take the leadership that we have in this company and I'll put them on the front lines against anything out there. And we're developing more leaders in-house from a corporate standpoint, as well as the field leadership. Guys, we haven't even rolled out our first leadership trainings yet, okay? So right now we're in what we call the excitement, exploration mode, exploring the possibilities of what's available here. And the reason I'm sharing this with you because every aspect of this company I'm involved in. Some of you have seen me on customer service. If you see me, I'm there. I'm answering customer service questions, and I dig in there, and every day, at least every hour, I'm going to check. Let me see what the #1 issues are that we have with customer service. Why? Because it matters to us what's not working for you. And I know we had some technological issues for some people, couldn't log in and couldn't go to their iGo. Guess what? That growing pain lasted a week. It's done now. It's over. Okay? It's already over. We had some, well, my iDecide is I can't log in and I can't use a iPhone, or I can go to the website and I can do it there. And I was able to see and hear massive frustration for people whose frustration quotient was at the time maybe the size of, maybe the size of a fist. And I want you to grow from that, because when your frustration quotient is that size, a wad of money is the most that you'll ever be able to steward. Okay, and it's not a criticism of you, but you know me, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to share with you just like it is. I'm not going to babysit or sugarcoat and say, oh no, you can be negative and be rich at the same time, and network marketing, starting from zero, very difficult. Okay, when you see the dark side of everything, when you see the skepticism side of everything, you're probably not going to attract the right caliber of people so that you can build your business the way, in the way that you really want to. All right. It just doesn't go well. All right. So we fixed a lot. We had an issue yesterday. We wanted to post the rankings yesterday. Well, we did. And guess what? There was a glitch with the rankings. It wasn't calculating all the volume. And so we starting the promotion to close out the month. We weren't able to do it the way I wanted to do it. And guess what? It took us 18 extra hours. And do you know, in those 18 hours, there's probably some people who made a decision that, you know what, this doesn't work. It's fixed in 18 hours, not 18 months, like some companies, or 18 weeks or 18 days. It's fixed in 18 hours. And I can give you example after example after example. And by the way, I am not by no way suggesting, oh, just take it easy on iBuumerang. No. This is not for iBuumerang. This is for you. Okay. iBuumerang is going to be here. Okay. We've got a specific plan. It's very strategic. We know exactly and precisely what we're doing. We're hiring the best people for at each and every position. We have even removed people from a certain position so that we can put them in the right seat. Guys, you are at the very beginning of a company that will be written about in history books. That's what our plan is. So this is not saying, okay, just take it easy on us. I'm sharing with you how to manage your expectations so that you don't miss this opportunity, so that you don't miss it. Okay. And so we want you to be great stewards of wealth. We want you to expand the buckets of how much you can actually hold as well. Okay. Because when you got a short fuse, you heard me talk before about, having a hubcap mentality. And so I always tell people that, the size of your wealth or the size of your dream is determined by the size of the obstacle that will keep you from accomplishing that dream. All right. And so hopefully, if you've got some people who are like, well, I'm frustrated, even PayApp, I couldn't get my money out of PayApp. You know what we did? We laughed about it. Okay. We not laughing at the issue. We were, Edwin and myself, we were laughing about it. Why? Because it's stories that are being created. It's stories that are being created. See, what I want you to know is this. Years from now, there's going to be stories when we talk about, man, do you remember that first commission run that we tried to push out the commissions and the API wasn't set up? And do you remember that? Yeah, man, I remember that. Man, wow. Do you remember the time that I tried to book a hotel and I was triple charged on my credit card? Yeah, that was Buggs, was that like $200 million of income ago? Yeah, that was for you. Yeah, it was about, and we'll laugh about it. Okay. And then there'll be some that we kind of shake our head about. You remember the guy who was with us? He was running real hard, and he had one customer, and they went to the website, and the hotel was way more expensive than it was on our site, and he quit. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, well, if he would have stayed with us, iBoomerang now owns all the hotels. I'm just giving you an example of what the future is, okay? And so when we're starting with now, guys, we didn't just start this and say, okay, let's just see what happens. We're working like crazy making things happen. We are working like crazy making things happen. So I want you to manage your expectations. I'll tell you a couple of other things because we don't hide from what some of the issues or challenges may be. We'll never hide from them. But I'll give you an example. Pricing. I had a chance to have a meeting with our supplier on the pricing, and we talked about it. Said, hey, listen, and I wanted to know what were their two main priorities, and their two main priorities was number pricing and service. Okay, well, I can tell you right now, about 80% of the time, we're kicking everybody's butt. Now, in my personal experience as CEO and someone who is using this platform even before we launched the company, for me personally, 100% of the time, I haven't found yet whereas we weren't able to, whereas I wasn't able to book or beat the price. Okay, my very first booking, guess what? I had a problem, but my assistant had a problem booking it, and she was so frustrated. This was before it was iBoomerang wasn't even thought about. This is when we were testing the technology, and she says, "Oh, this thing is not." It's not so user-friendly, but we weren't looking to make a company out of it. Well, guess what? We don't have those issues. She's never had that issue since we've been here. And that's 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago when she was using it for the very first time. So I'm just kind of giving you the expectations. I'll tell you a story here. I used to hear the stories. You guys know my story of being in network marketing. And I come from the background in Amway, okay? And I'm trying to log on to my Facebook so I can see my Facebook chats here as well. So give me 1 second. But my background was, was Amway, and I talk about Amway in an affectionate way because it was critically important to me as a company. How do I log in and see myself? There we go. Okay, here we go. Cool. Let me just make sure there's no volume there. All right. Am I live? Yes, I am live. Okay. So, it was Amway. And I talk about Amway in an affectionate way. There we go. No volume. And I remember watching people on stage and going to these events. And when I would do that, I never made any money. And I got involved in Amway when Amway was perfect. They were already $3 billion or $4 billion when I got in. I'll never forget that. And I'm like, man, I'm joining $1 billion company. They're solid. Yeah, they're solid. It was $1 billion. And I never built a team of over 50 people. In 7 years, it was 49 people. And so here's what I did. I would go to events and I would see the leaders on stage, and they talk about how good it was now versus when they first got in. And I remember them talking about the SA8 soap, and they said, yeah, guys, when we first got started, the SA8 soap, they didn't know how to manage it. They didn't understand everything. And we shipped out all of this soap, and they didn't expect things to change in different temperatures. In some parts of the country, the soap would clump up together and the laundry detergent, and they'd have to use ice picks to break through the soap. And they'd have to get chunks of soap like it was ice and throw it in the laundry. And when they get the clothes out, the clothes would be smeared with this milky laundry detergent substance. But that was their beginning. And when they talked about that, but they talked about it from a perspective of tens and some billions of dollars of earnings later. They also talked about those who was there with them who couldn't tolerate it. And you never heard from those people again. Okay? You never heard from them again. And so managing expectations is so critical, and it's so important Enjoy the price, enjoy this process, because you'll never have another opportunity to be one of the reasons for a brand new company to break records. Okay? To break records. And right now, this is the time to make your moment. Don't do it for the company. Do it for your family. Do it for you. Okay? Do it for you. Why? And I have to be very candid with you here. And I was with the honest. I was, very honest with the audience last night, everywhere I go. And I tell them, I said, listen, guys, the company will be larger 10 years from now. The opportunity will not be as great on an individual basis 10 years from now for the person joining 10 years from now. This is unique. Typically in network marketing, what happens is we recycle people. We recycle customers, which means that in network marketing, let's say that you sold a nutritional supplement or whatever it is. 9 times out of 10, your customer has also bought that same product from another distributor. Okay? From another distributor before. Why? Because distributors quit and the customer needs another supplier. And now you get involved and they say, hey, I used to buy that product. And now they buy it from someone else. So even today, when I look at the Amway business, you've got new distributors today who are selling products to people who were customers of that product 30 years ago, but their supplier quit and there's a new distributor who is supplying that new person today. I want you to understand something. You're not going to see that here. It's not that, we're trying to be better than. It's different. It's different, guys. Most people categorize us as, we're a travel company. We don't send people to our website to book travel. We don't sell travel. I want you to understand what you have here, okay? We are a technology company that allows travel to be more enjoyable, to be more convenient, and to be less expensive. Okay? We don't manufacture hotels. We don't put together packages. That's what travel companies do. We have a technology that allows us access to that inventory so that our customer can experience travel different than they've ever experienced it before. Okay? Now, what does that mean? That means we won't be in the recycling business. He or she who gets to the customer first has them for life. It's different. You say, well, prove it. As I told you from the beginning, guys, I was fascinated with a few things in this industry. Fascinated. I was fascinated with Uber, and I was fascinated with what can we do to make it simpler, not easier, but to make it a more simple process for a person to get in this business and make themselves $1,000 a month. And I when I first got involved in network marketing, I was all about the money. My whole thing, guys, I was just being candid. I wasn't trying to be a better person. I wasn't trying to help people. I was not in this to be a humanitarian. I wasn't going to hurt anybody or cheat anyone or take something from anybody. But man, I was like, I'm here to get paid. It's a business. I'm here to get paid. Once I got paid, and once I, got, an amount of success that the money aspect was no longer a challenge. When you start operating on success principles, you don't focus on can you make money. It becomes It's like breathing. As long as I'm alive, I'm going to have massive cash flow. I just understand how to make it happen now. Before, I didn't know how to make it happen. And now, obviously, it's because I've worked on me now, because I became attractive to opportunities. I'm positive. I know how to disassociate. I know how to categorize issues and challenges. And I've become a much better person because success and opportunity looks for a person like me. Hopefully it looks for a person like you. Okay? Opportunities and money doesn't just sit dormant. It's out there searching. It's out there looking, and it's like an Ethernet wave. It's looking for a point of connectivity. But it's only going to connect with the person who's on the same vibe. Okay? Now, I want you to know the state of being broke is an Ethernet connectivity as well. And it finds people, and this is why you see the same people who are reluctant to change are always broke, because they're connecting with misfortune. Okay? You ever see people that every time you see them, they're always talking about what just happened? Oh, somebody just died. It's always like, well, people die every day. Doesn't have to be the focus of your conversation. Do you know any babies who were born? Can we talk about some new babies? All right. But they connect with negativity. So I wasn't concerned about that. What I was concerned about was this industry needs an adjustment. And for so long, you start to discount your abilities. But then I think I'm here for 20 plus, back then I'm 25 years in this industry. What's going to be your gift, Holton, back to the industry? And I thought it was going to be in the form of a book. That's what I thought it was going to be. Okay. And my wife would always say, you need to write a book. You need to really give back to this industry and give your principles back. And another one of our top leaders there, Steve and Amy Seaver, Steve Seaver, I'll never forget, I was in Italy, called me up. I got this idea. You need to have something for, in perpetuity. And I'm like, Steve, what's in perpetuity? I'm not that smart. And he's like, you need to have something, no, not in perpetuity. He gave me another word. It was something for posterity. Yeah, posterity. Steve is one of those wizards. I'm like, I don't know what posture. I'm thinking he's talking about my posture. I'm like, Steve, I don't, it's just posterity. It's like long after you're gone, you want people to know. And he's talked about this book. And I just never really felt it. I know at some point I will write a book, but I think the gift that we are giving to the industry is iBuumerang. Okay, this is I think, because I never thought about bringing this, but I had it in my mind over the last 5 years, this concept. So what I was fascinated with was this. Okay, I was fascinated with why is it that we continue to recycle distributors? We have the same thing, and distributors by nature, we have habits that have not changed. I have studied human behavior. Okay, I am not an expert because I'm always looking to get better. I understand cause and effect when it comes to people. There's certain talents that you have that I don't have, but I know where my skill sets are. My skill sets are leading people, cause and effect. I know how to utilize images, words to move people towards a positive cause. Okay. And that's something I've worked on for a very long time. And I'm wondering, if I know how to move people, why is it that I can't defy the odds of what takes place in network marketing? And my revelation came that I'm using a broken tool to fix, a mechanical problem. My tool is broken. If my screwdriver is broken, I can't screw in the screw. If the lever off my hammer is not there, I'm not going to push the nail in all the way. But see, when you're given a tool, the first time you see it and it's broken, but you don't know it's broken, you think that that's the way the tool is supposed to work. And so for 20 something years, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is the way this tool is supposed to work. It's not. Let me explain what I'm talking about. And guys, I'm not filibustering, but I'm way off of what my topic was going to be about. But I just, I always just teach what I believe is the field needs, and I don't try to tell you something that you just want to hear. I'm just going to tell you, things that I believe is necessary. So here's what I'm talking about here. In network marketing, let me share with you how this is a solution here. Okay. In network marketing, the average customer stays on products for 79 days. I just want you to understand this, okay? 79 days. And the average customer spends $35 a month. Okay. I've studied my industry. This is like a doctor goes to medical school. I've gone to MLM school. Okay. And a doctor will go and spend their 12 years in school or whatever it is. I've got 29 years, okay, of continuing education. This is important to me, okay? Not only network marketing, but all of the elements around it, which are people. So I've studied and I understand people. And here's what happens. In network marketing over the last 60 years, do you know how much the average spend has increased? It hasn't. Do you know the average length of time that customers stay on products hasn't changed in 60 years? 60 years. So when you're handed an opportunity and your customer quits after 79 days, you think this is normal. So what do we say? Hey, go get 4 customers because you'll end up with 1 at the end of the year. So what we've done is we make shift because you think this is the way the tool is supposed to work, that 1 out of 4 will stay with you. And so now your upline has taught you before, you work the numbers. Go work the numbers. Go get 100 customers if you want to have 25. Why? We know that customers stay on product 79 days. That means that if 1 quarter of the year, they're going to stay on the product. And so we taught how to fix the problem, put a Band-Aid on it, but nobody has introduced a solution. So here I am. I'm telling you this for a reason. I'm fascinated with this concept of Uber. Why? Because I see Uber. I see Uber come into the marketplace, and Uber's not a transportation company. They're a technology company that allows transportation to be more cost-effective, more convenient, and more pleasurable. They haven't manufactured cars yet. Okay? Airbnb, they're not a hotel chain. They're a technology company that allows, an abundance of room nights to be accommodated. iBuumerang's not a travel company. We're a technology company that allows travel to be less, to be more enjoyable, more convenient, and less expensive. All right? But the front door of our business is always travel. So here's what happened. I saw them do that and I became fascinated. How can I Uberize this? So I thought, here's the problem. Figured out the problem. And I never forget when I figured out the problem, I doubted myself. Why? Because, I don't have a college degree. I got a lot of college credits. I went to college for 5 years, still didn't graduate. So you start to think, well, you don't have all of these degrees. You're not as smart as everybody else. How do you figure? So you always have that Doubting Thomas on your shoulder over here saying, you know what, that's foolish. You just have it. All of us have it, okay? And you got to decide who to listen to, okay? And, my friend, I don't know if she's on, Susan Walsh, she'd always have this conversation saying that, hey, listen, I talked to my mentor. My mentor said, I can't listen to you anymore. And she'd shut that person up, right? And so here's what happens here, guys. When I figured this out, I was like, okay, no, this is real. And I figured out, okay, the problem is we are by nature followers, and we just follow the same thing over and 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 over. So network marketing is a Me Too industry. Everybody watches and say, I want to do it that way, okay? I never forget, when I started my coffee business and everybody thought it was going to be a big failure, everybody wanted to copy our compensation plan. Everybody wanted to do events the way we did events. Wow. They would hire our same people to make our event like HB's event. And our event people say, hey, listen, are you going to put the money into it? Because HB doesn't make money from events. He puts all the money into it. Oh, yeah. And they wanted to, it's a copycat industry. So we've copied patterns, and because a few people make great results, we think this is what it is. So here's what happened. We've been using a broken tool in this industry. So here's what happens here, okay? My concept was, how could I allow the distributor to do exactly what they're programmed to do? How could I allow the customer to do exactly what they're trained to do? So here's what we do. A distributor will get a customer and will be horrible at follow-up. Okay, it's just what happens. We don't do customer service well at all as distributors. We just don't. This is why the customers stay on the product for 79 days. So I said, what if we had a scenario where we had the distributor to do exactly what they're going to do? Don't follow up. Don't take care of your customer, and really reward them for being who they are. Instead of trying to bring them into trainings and change their mind about how to service their customers much better and all of this stuff. Yeah, we'll do some of that, but we expect you to be who you are. So I said, what if I had a product that worked harder than my customer? What if I had a product that outworked my distributor? That was the concept. And let the distributor do what they're going to do. They're going to recruit their 2.5 people. That's what the average is. And you're going to get 2 customers, and the customers normally going to do what they're going to do, what we know you're already going to do, instead of trying to trick you or mind change you, because only 10% of the people come to events. We already know that. So we're only playing with a certain number of people. We already know 70% of the people who join network marketing, the last thing that they ever do is hit the join button. It's the last thing they do. So I've been studying what are the real numbers. So what if we had a product that didn't stop working when you stopped? So here's what I'm talking about. I'm tying all this together of why the opportunity won't be as great for you 20 years from now. This is why. Because we solved part of the problem. And part of the problem is attrition and repackaging and recycling. And so you think you're making money by advancing. No, you're just reshuffling and recycling different people, same thing. Volume's not growing. And what happens in network marketing, here's the proof of it. And because I built an organization of millions of people, and my income after I had millions of people, let's just say I had 3 million people. My income with 3 million people who had joined the system was less money than when I had 500,000 people. You said, how is that possible? Recycling, okay? Recycling. Because the further along you go, the higher the percentage of people who have quit. So I was making more money when I had 500,000 people than when I had 3 million. Okay. So here's what happens here. When you get an iBuumerang customer, there's no reason for them to quit. None. There's no reason for your customer to quit. So he or she who gets the customer has them for life. We did a test last night at the meeting, and I showed them and I gave them proof, and I want to share. This is why this is different, guys. And I asked the people, I said, raise your hand if you have an Uber app on your phone. And 95% of the people had an Uber app. This is less than 10 years that Uber's been around here. So I want you to imagine Uber, a network marketing company, and you're joining today and you've got to go find customers. There's no recycling of Uber customers. Once you've downloaded the app, there's nothing to quit. We had 6% of the people in that room last night who did not have the Uber app, and we had hundreds of people in the room, which means now 10 years later, as an Uber network marketing distributor, you're looking for customers, like you're trying to find a golf ball. Playing with Edwin Haynes, of course, you know, or Emmanuel Bernstein. Their balls all over in the woods somewhere. I got to look for those golf balls. That's how it is looking for customers. When you're in a typical network marketing company, right now, no matter what product you've sold before, go try to find any room. Say, how many of you own this product? And you're only going to find 5% of the people. Why? Recycling, 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 recycling. So the market looks open. It's not. It's just recycle. So here's what's going to take place. See, when I was in Los Angeles, I was in LA, and I was at the hotel, and I had 2 conversations with people. Well, I had one conversation with 2 people, and they asked me, "What do you do?" You know, I'm standing there, blah blah blah, and at the hotel, they says, "What do you do?" I said, "Well, I boomerang," because that's my answer. I boomerang. It's like I walk, I do this, I boomerang. Well, what is that? And it always makes them say, "What is that?" "Oh, I show people how to stay in 5-star resorts like this one for 3-star prices." "How do you do that?" "Oh, I only need your email and your name and your email. I can get you started. It's free to try and free to keep." What is it? How do you do it? So I pull up my phone, okay? During the time that the boomerangs weren't working perfectly, okay? So glad I didn't quit. And I said, "Yeah, just give me your email real quick. I put this in here. Boom, sending you a link." 2 guys, send them a link. It took me 4 minutes to go through the whole thing, sent them both a link. Boom, I have customers. I'll never see them again. Don't know their names. I don't even remember who they are. And then I pulled up the hotel that we were staying in, showed them how I got it for $100 a day less. Go try to get them as a boomerang customer. You can't. They're already customers. Do you think they'll be on this product for 20 years, 10 years? Yes. They're no longer eligible for the recycling bin. It's just like your Uber customer. You haven't downloaded Uber 15 times and quit. You haven't called up Uber. Listen, Mr. Travis Kalanick, I'm so sick and tired of saving all of this money. I'm sick and tired of nice cars picking me up and having all of the choices. I think I want to go back to the nasty, filthy taxi cab with 5-month-old hamburger meat in the back seat, smelling like Cheetos and feet. I don't think you have people making those conversations. Okay, so when you go get a customer, done. They're not going to say, "Oh, I'm going to delete my profile where all of my bookings are, and now I'm going to just start booking through you." So we have a technology that works harder than you can work. This is what people, "Well, why don't we get more boomerangs?" You don't even understand the value of them yet. Guys, do you really understand how much a boomerang is really worth? Right now, we put an estimate out there. It's $300 per year per customer. Do you know what major companies pay for customers, for leads, for customers? Okay. I'm just trying to put this whole thing in perspective for you so that you understand, guys, that you're not going to have this opportunity forever. You can't, these customers are not going to quit and just sign up with you. Once they're in, they're done. Their email address is in there. They are done. Okay. So you're here at the very beginning. You're here at the, why do you think we created a pack called Founders Pack? You are a founder. You are there at the very beginning because we will always identify you and we will know who you are 20 years from now. That's a founder. Okay. My goal is to have children who grow up and say, my mom, she's a founding member of iBuumerang. And I'm the trust fund baby from all of the Boomerang customers that they built in their, and they override, their group overrides 20 million customers. And every time those 20 million customers buy anything within the iBuumerang ecosystem, we get paid. This is how we have this big mansion. Okay. We wanted to solve that. I had met with the group yesterday and I asked, it was a group of network marketing professionals. And I'm like, every one of us, we stand up and we always raise our hand in a meeting and say, how many of you want to have retirement income? And I get networkers who always ask me, is the income willable and transferable? Why? Because it's something that has become common to say. It's cute to say in network marketing. And how many of you right now know of 5 personal people who say, yeah, we're rich because, the residual income from our great granddaddy who was in network marketing, he left this to us. I know people who can say that in the oil business. I know people who can say that, from their parents owning a real estate business. I know people who can say that who own other traditional businesses and technology companies. I've been doing this for 29 years, and I don't know of any personally. Why? Because our tool's been broken. It's not designed to pass the income on to you. Why? Because your customer's going to quit in 79 days. And how can you have something for life when people are going to quit in 79 days? How can you have something for life when they're going to quit in 79 days? You can't have it. You can't. And I wanted to fix that. I wanted to solve that issue. This is iBuumerang. We solve it. Because the people right now who got boomerangs, they're gonna have boomerangs 15 years from now, and they're gonna be traveling on this platform, and the things that we're gonna have on this platform is gonna blow your mind. We're gonna have things on this platform that haven't even been invented yet. Why? Because we're not a travel company. We're a technology company. And we will always use travel as the front door. Why? It's easier to get a free customer when we can save them money on travel. And then with all the data that we have and all the investments that we're making in the technology, the investments that we're making into customer service, I told T. Gray the other day, we were upgrading our customer service. And I said, here's what I want you to do, T. Gray, because he put ads out. And he says, well, I've been looking and I see what the incomes are. I say, this is what I want you to do. Pay the people, offer 25% more salary for our customer service people than any other network marketing customer service. This is why. I say, because if you pay 25% more, they'll do 50% more work. So we're actually getting a discount. Don't try to give them the minimum. Don't compare against, well, XYZ company pays this. I don't care what XYZ company pays. Pay them 25% more. I promise you. At 5 o'clock, see, those people that we pay 25% more, they're not going to look at the watch and say, 5 o'clock, it's time to go. Why? Because, see, they know they're in the customer service business, and everywhere else their income drops 20. They're vested. Hey, what can I do? How can I stay around? What can I do? They now become a part of the culture. Okay? So what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to understand, we've got a specific plan on what we're doing and how we're going to do it here. All right? And it starts with the culture that we have in the company, the corporate culture that we have from the top. Guys, I can tell you right now, T. Gray, Mark Kithcart, all of our executives that we have, these guys are not sitting around working 8-hour shifts. That's first shift for them. So do you think when other people come around and watch us work, you think they're going to have 9-to-5 mentalities? No, you deserve better than that. That's the culture that we're building here and bringing here, and all of the other ideas that we're harnessing. This is why you got to go out there and build a business now and get real boomerang customers now, because we've got this idea box. We've got in the new office that we're building, we've got what we call the boom room. It's the idea room of all of the things that we're going to be bringing and future concepts that we'll have. And we're planning out this company, for years to come. Other travel companies, they're competing on travel. We guys, listen, we don't have to compete on travel. We don't manufacture the $8 trillion of inventory. It's out there. Why? We don't need to compete on it. We can't process all of it anyway. So please stop entertaining questions about, well, this company here, they said that they can do the same thing. Okay, well, join them. Guys, no. Listen, does that company have the leadership that this company have? Does that company have a T grade? Does that company have a Mark Kincart? Does that company have a David Manning? Does that company have a Lori Spears? Stop entertaining competition, because as soon as you engage in the comparison, you've already accepted that they're close enough to you. I don't engage in that stuff because they don't even know what they're talking about. Okay? They don't even know what they're talking about. Well, I went on their site and I saved $2 more. Okay, is your dream worth $2? Would you pay an extra $2 for this leadership? Do you think you can find another benefit here? Can you search and find a little more value here than you can saving $3? Okay. And why do I say that? Because we get so confused and we get so off focus with things that really don't even matter. Does it really matter? No. If Louis Vuitton built their business on being, just the cheapest 100, they wouldn't be in business. Now, we have a product that it works, and our job is to give a discount. I'm not making excuses for that. But what I'm telling you is we have these one-offs, and well, I went there and the price was just, okay, we'll fix it. Let us know. We want to know. Okay? But don't come and compare, because they're trying to build travel. Guys, we're trying to build a legacy for you. That's what we're building. We're building a legacy for you. Now, unless you just want to say, you know what, this company here, I want to leave all my points to my children. Okay? Well, my grandkids, when I have them, I don't think they want points. They want cash. Okay? And we're the only ones who offer cash back. Okay? We offer cash back. And so this is why a boomerang customer is so important, and why you've got to be the first to protect it, to offer the boomerangs with quality. Don't just send them out to people and they don't even know that they're coming. It's worth a conversation to have with the person. When you understand, guys, what we're building, if you could go back in time and know that you started with Uber and it was a network marketing company, and you had the ability to build a network marketing business based off of giving people the free Uber app. And every time they take a ride, the company looks at the difference between the taxi cab fare and the Uber fare, and the difference, they give 50% of it to whoever gave them the Uber app, and then the other 70% of that difference, they spread that out in the upline. Would it have been important for you to make sure that the person that you sent the Uber app to knew what it was? Taking the time, because now it's the value that you have on it. Guys, that's who we are. We're just doing it now through travel first. And that will always be our front door. You come to the front door of our house, we're a travel company. That's all. Everybody's going to know iBuumerang as a travel company. That's what they're going to know us as. So I'm just getting you prepared for the future. Okay. And I'm not saying make excuses for iBuumerang. If we have a price, like for example, over in Europe, some of our TSAs over in Europe are I don't say getting hammered, but they'll find out prices are sometimes not as good. So what do I do? Why do you think we set up to come in and make so much noise just to make money, a first week's check? No, to make sure that they pay attention to us. Why? Because we were in last place before we started. And nobody listens to last place. I can't go to our supplier and say, hey, listen, we're one of your customers, like way down here. We do no volume, but we need you to fix this for our people over in Europe. What do you think they're going to say? Thank you, we appreciate it, but go do some volume. That's how it works in the corporate world. So I didn't have the face-to-face meeting with them until we did some volume. And I went up there very humbly, and everybody knew who I was when I walked into the office. This huge office, okay, 400 employees. And they're like, hi, Mr. Buggs. Hi, Peter. Hi, Mr. Buggs. Peter and I walked in, and they had lunch ready for us when we got there. They asked a week earlier, what does he like to eat? So when we got there, as soon as we walked in, lunch was hot, ready. Why? Because we did volume. So now that when I go and say, hey, my people in Europe are having issues, they're putting people on it right away. It's all strategy. It's all strategic. Okay? How do I know? Because I don't know the companies as well. You think as a distributor, when I had a person who hadn't sponsored one person who's never registered for an event, sends me an email and say, listen, I can't, my product came late. You think I'm returning that email in priority? No, I'm talking to Edwin Haynes. If Edwin comes and say, hey man, listen, I just want to let you know I'm having an issue. Well, hey guys, everybody, hey, take care of Edwin's issue. Why? He's the biggest volume producer. He's moving volume. At the same time, guys, it's about business. I want you to know that. I know we're talking about, people, but it's also about business. So as you do that in business, I want you to start to understand that's how you create a massive movement. This is strategy that we're doing. So will we get the best prices in Europe? Yeah, we will. No, I'm not concerned. No, not at all. At all. Will we have 100% of everything today? Nope, we won't. We won't. But are we changing the way network marketing is done? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. It's a different game now, guys. It's a different game. And I promise, here's what has happened. When we have done what we've done, when we went there to our supplier says, every company in the industry who does anything in travel, they are bombarding us with calls saying, how can HB and how can they do what they're doing? Well, we planned it. We weren't the only one. This technology wasn't just exclusive to us. It was available to everyone. But some people don't know what it is. I had a problem. And I told you what my problem was. My problem was the recycling of people in network marketing, and the expectations that we have of people are so far here. I would go into meetings, guys, be candid with, I would go into meetings and I would go do a home meeting for people, and I would look them in the eyes, and in the back of my mind, I'm saying, I hope they don't join. Why? Because I can look through their eyes and know what it takes to build a business. And they say, well, I want to do this. And I know for a fact that they can, but I knew that they were not going to do what it takes to make money. And I would hope that they wouldn't join. Guys, 29 years. iBuumerang is the very first, not because it's my company. iBuumerang is the very first company ever. You can ask my family that I've ever gone home to and said, family, I want to do a meeting for the family. And every one of them know my success. I joined my coffee business. I didn't go home and say, mom, dad, everybody. No, guys, my first meeting I did in iBuumerang was at Houston. Why? That's where I live. That's home. I did a meeting in Houston. My second meeting is I sent a video out to every one of my family members, all of my friends, my high school buddies, people I went to high school with. If I had a phone number that had an 813 area code in my phone, I sent them that video. I said, listen, you guys, I want you to come. We've got something here. I'm starting something new, and I want you to participate. Why? Because now, for the very first time, I can look a person in the eye, and I don't care if they can recruit, and I don't care if they're not into personal growth, and I don't care if they don't have all of the things that I know is required in other companies to really succeed. I know for a fact that they can win here. I know for a fact that they can. When my personal assistant, and who's absolutely incredible, and all of you know Anna, goes 7 years in my previous company sponsoring one person, And she tells me what her check is every month. And this is no exaggeration. Right now, she averages, I think her check is about $1.70. 7 years. And she joins this company. She asked me for permission. She says, I want to join. Can I? Yes, of course. And she sponsored 7 people, and she's 3 deep in 3 legs of business in her first 2 weeks over here. This is why this is different. So that was the first time that everyone that I knew, that my family, hey, I want you in. Why? Because I know what we've created is unique here. I know what we've got here is completely different. Completely different. Okay? And so what you've got to do is you've got to know what you've got here. You've got to understand what it is that you have. And I'll be candid with you guys. This wasn't inspired out of money. Do I like earning money? Yes. Okay. Do I like earning a lot of it? Yes. It just so happened that this one didn't start because of money. We got money out of the way a long time ago. Do we want to make more? Yes. Will we make more? Yes. But this company was born out of necessity. This was born out of, this needed to happen. And the only thing is, this is why I tell people, I'm not the owner. Some people took Holton doesn't want to take accountability. They don't even know what they're talking about. This is why, guys, stay out of the press, stay out of the news. When I say I'm not the owner, I take full accountability, 100% responsibility. That's why my name is on it, on iBuumerang. Registered in Texas. It ain't registered in some foreign land where you can't find us. It's registered in Texas, where I live. I say it's not my company because I believe when you're given a gift as precious as what we've been given, don't try to own it. Ownership, it insinuates control. I don't own it. This is your company. Okay? I'm the steward. This was born out of a necessity, and I can't take credit for it. I can't take credit for it, but I'm taking responsibility for it. But this is your company. This is your company. And when you own it, okay, I want you to imagine somebody coming to me, and I've had the suppliers come to me already, and they tried to talk to me and says, well, do you know David Manning? And we got a product better than David Manning. Why don't you? Do you think I'm sitting there looking at what they have to offer me after I had a chance to meet David Manning? No. Why? Because when I met David Manning and who I met him through, that's all I needed to know. I didn't care what somebody had to say and what other product they had. I'm focused. I'm locked in. I'm not here. I don't want you to think that you win if somebody pays you 50 cents more over here. They may pay you 50 cents more over here, but they'll take $2 more because of a bad culture. Okay? And so I want you guys to understand, step up, understand where we are, and I'm expecting every one of you to be the leader for your group. And do not allow your organization or a person in your group or Crossline or somebody else out there to come to you with now, if it's something legitimate, bring it to us. Bring it to us. Okay? Bring it to us. But what we've done here is we've built this based off of sound principles. We're not going to be perfect. Sound principles. Okay? Sound principles. I was telling the story last night of a good friend of mine, of how we got on a page of wanting to do some things different, wanted to make an impact. And I don't want to sound like all philanthropic and like, oh, okay, well, we're just holier than thou. No, but there are some people who just want to do some things differently and make an impact. A good friend of mine who I built a business with before, who was just one of the most amazing people I'd ever built with. I told a story yesterday. I tell it everywhere I go. Some of you heard, I don't use his name, but he's one of the people who didn't have a high education, didn't speak English well, didn't speak Spanish well, but he made an impact bigger than he knew. In our last company, they wanted to not only terminate, they wanted to file a legal action against them. And they had all the rights to do it. And I called them up and I said, hey, let me tell you about this guy. Because I looked at it and said, how can we do something different? Because we have an opportunity here to either crush him or create something new. And we decided to create something new, a new way to handle an issue. And after we did that and made a call to him and said, hey, listen, I want to introduce you to this guy, blah, blah, blah. And not trying to get him back into the company, and I saw it made a difference. It made a difference for him. It made a difference for me. It made a difference for how we're doing. This is why I say, guys, stop comparing. Stop comparing. Don't compare comp plans. Don't, okay? Don't compare comp plans. Because it's not the comp plan that makes you the money. It's the culture. It's the system. It's the behavior. Okay, that's what it is. It's who you're going to enjoy the money with. I can tell you right now, I've got some buddies of mine. I was talking to some people here. We had some people who were in another industry, an industry where I was consulting, and I know some people made a lot of money, and I had an opportunity to make a lot of money. Okay, but I hated the environment. And I wouldn't even invite them to Houston, let alone my house. They couldn't come to my house. They couldn't come to my city because that environment was so toxic and shark eat shark and dog eat dog. And so you got to measure all of the things. Okay, you got to measure all of the things. So I want to kind of finish up here with a few things here because I didn't talk about any stuff that I was going to talk about, which is normal for me. But I want to just speak to you from my heart of letting you know, guys, don't try to compare this to a network marketing company. This is a technology company that happens to use a network marketing structure of a compensation plan to distribute the opportunity and wealth. You didn't have that opportunity in Uber. Uber was offered to only a handful of people to invest. And because they had so many problems in the very beginning, many of them passed it up. And some of them are just kicking themselves right now, kicking themselves. But here's what I want to share with you. Okay, in the back office now, I think T. Gray sent me some updates here. Let me give you guys some updates here. Okay, and I want to share just a couple more things with you. I told T. Gray, give me just a small list of things that we've improved. I say, just give me a few. I wish you guys can see this. Okay. See, to T. Gray, this is a small list. These are the things just within the last couple of weeks, okay? All right? And it says read more, which means, yeah, oh my goodness, all right? So it continues to go. So T. Gray, I'm not going to give them this whole list of things that we've already improved. I'm sorry, okay? But I'm proud of you guys, and he's on top of it. I can tell you right now, iBuumerang wouldn't be where it is without the team that we have. And I can tell you, he's been leading that team in operations, just what I call, we call him, we have a nickname for him. We call him the VPE, VP of everything, because he has his hands on everything in there, right? But anyway, let me share a couple things with you here. He's talking about the most beautiful website in the industry. We fixed that. The enrollment and all those challenges have been fixed. Boomerangs widget in your back office. It shows you how many boomerangs you have to work with. Okay, now stay tuned, guys. Don't get off now. I got some really important stuff. I saved the best for last. Now you have a text generator. So you can send somebody a boomerang by text message. It's right there you can do it right from your phone, okay? We didn't have that at launch. Launch was March the 11th. Guess what the first issue that we had? We were supposed to launch the website March the 11th. We couldn't. Why? Because hackers came in to hack us. Why? I don't call them hackers, I call them haters. They came in and said, you know what, we don't want them to launch. And they were just sitting, millions and millions of, I don't understand the stuff, but talking to our programmers, and they were not allowing our site to load because we were going to lower the boom, and we did, okay? So we got the back office working, the text generator working, the email generator working. That's all working. TSAs can send a text and an email using the same code, okay? That's working. And guys, when we say it's working, it's only 40% of what we expect in terms of how we're going to deliver it. I've given these guys a vision for how I want a boomerang to come to a customer. and they're working on it. This is just what already exists. This is how they exist. The technology exists. And many of the partners that we brought on, we've made them grow because they're like, well, nobody's asked us to do it this way. Well, we're not anybody. We're iBuumerang. Okay, wow. And so they'll make the change for us. Why? Because we had a strategy. If we came in begging, putting in 100 people for our first week, they're not going to listen to us at all. Okay. So the fact that you guys came in here and boomed this thing allows us to get more stuff done. This is why our partners watch us. This is why they listen to us. Okay. And now what is it? I think almost 20,000 people have joined the company, and we're not even a month old. Okay. Trust me, they're paying attention. TSAs can say, okay, now you can copy to clipboard, all right, which means that it allows you to easily copy the code if you want to send it yourself by some other means. So you can copy that wasn't there before. Guess what we said? We had our user experience people just go away and say, hey, listen, we need a copy to clipboard feature. And guess what they did? They created a copy to clipboard feature. The I-Decide presentation, interactive presentation, the empowerment, duplication, compliance, personalization, engagement, okay? That is working better than it ever has before. Is it going to work better? Yes. Before, you had to sign on to 2 different places. Now, single sign-on. Why? Nobody had ever asked for it. Guys, you're a founder. You are a founder. You're in the founding stages here, okay? David Manning just sent me a text. Let me see what it says. Okay. He says, I have seats in the front. Okay. He doesn't know I'm still on this training call, and I got to get to the training itself. So what else you got? You've got, Tigray says, most challenges are solved. However, some TSAs may still be experiencing some challenges. We still have a persistent little bug. I'm tired of him using that word bug. I take offense to it, Tigray. That little bug that we are having a dogfight with. We will win the battle. Our superior flight crew and Lieutenant Rob at the helm. See, this is the kind of culture that we have. These guys don't believe in failure. They don't believe in it's not going to happen. They already know it's going to take place. On iGo, now you can go to iGo without having to log in. Single sign-on, okay? Most challenges are resolved. However, some TSAs may be experiencing some challenges. We still have okay, yeah, that was what I just read to you. On the iGo, the back office, see all of your enrollment. You can see that. By the way, this is not our back office. This is what we told our IT team. Listen, we're growing too fast. We need people to be able to see something, build something on the fly. This is what you see, guys. This is not our back. It's cool. This is not the back office, okay? When the full features of the back office launch and the comp plan, the binary, and all of that stuff, guys, it's going to be incredible. Now you can see down 7 levels, who's on each level for 7 levels, okay? Ranks. You can now see your current rank. As of today, you can see your current rank based on your current month volume. You can also see what you need in order to qualify for your next rank. This month here, the month of March, guys, Weekend Warrior. That's why I'm getting off this call. So I want you to go out there and start building because I want you to close out this month. We got that promotion running. Rank columns are where you can find them, following information. Column 1 shows your highest achieved rank. This rank is current as of today, current monthly QV. Now remember, you get paid off of the BV. Your rank is on QV. So with the first class pack, there's 1,000 QV points. And there's 800 commission points, but 1,000 QV points, okay? Column 2 shows your next rank. Okay, column 3 shows your 3 largest contributing legs to them and the amount of their volume that you can use to qualify for your rank. We will be enhancing the rank calculator over the coming weeks. It will all be enhanced. Introduce Pay App, okay? I call it Pay Up. Pay Up, guys, Pay Up, all right? Why do I call it Pay Up? Because some people couldn't use it the first day or 2 or 3 or whatever it is, all right? But they got on it. It created a new API. They got on our team, says, hey, listen, do you see how much commissions, how many people we got commissions the first week? Do you want our business? Change this. And guess what? They changed it. All right. So we have that. Custom cards coming with immediate transfers coming soon. Okay. And that means that if you see the cards that we've got, I wish I could show them to you, but I won't show them to you right now because I'll blow your mind. but it's really, really cool. I mean, Mark Kitcart has just outdone himself, even with version 1. Okay. And then behind the scenes administrative things, a long list of administrative things that you don't see, but that impact your business have been accomplished behind the scenes. And so, guys, this is what I want you to do. I want you to just do like a round of applause, however you do it. If you put hands, a round of applause in the chat groups and the comment section for the team that we have, because these guys are like working. They're inspired. They're not working for a paycheck. They're working off of inspiration of creating something that's never been done before. So we're coming to the close of a month, okay? And we put out a promotion. And our promotion that we put out for 3 days starting Friday was, you enroll someone, we're going to give you a matching bonus on boomerangs. Why? Because many of you, been asking, why do we only get X number of boomerangs? Because boomerangs are extremely valuable. We're not just going to load them out there, but we want to give you an opportunity to earn them as well. Okay, so it's 3 days only. 3 days only. Don't ask on April 1st. Can I get? No, it's just only for 3 days. Okay, it's going to end on midnight, 11:59 Sunday night Central Standard Time. That's when it ends. Okay, and then that promotion will be gone. All right. But go out there, guys. Do your enrollments this weekend. Have that weekend warrior attitude. I want to congratulate. We've broken so many diamonds already. I can call names, but I'll leave them out. I know I will leave them out. But I had Johnny Green and Jonathan Green and Spencer Iverson text me this morning, the back office, and I'll just say congratulations to them. I'm leaving many of them out who are way over diamond. They qualify way over diamond, and still have time to get blue diamond done for this month. And diamond, by the way, is 200,000 in volume. Okay, there's other ways that you can do it as well. We'll be talking about the detailed compensation plan that will be coming later on. But I'll tell you this, guys, the main thing is this: many of you are so close to sapphire. Okay, if you want to know the key to the compensation plan, sapphire. Okay, the key is not staying at sapphire, but the key is sapphire. The key is not diamond. Okay? And we broke a lot of diamonds. We broke some blue diamonds. We've broken some black diamonds already, and I think we have our first either crown or double crown or something like that first month. Okay, and this is just small potatoes in comparison to what's actually coming. Okay, and we'll be giving you a list of all of those pin rank earners that we'll have as well. So I'm excited for all of these guys who are just doing a phenomenal job. But go make sure you put a plan in place. If you've got people who are close to sapphire, get them to sapphire this month. Okay, I'm going to show you at some point in time in the coming weeks, at least within April, I'm going to show you the master plan behind the compensation plan. Okay. Now, here's what I want you to know. This is why I'm telling you, don't listen to other people when they talk about, well, our plan pays 15 different ways. That doesn't matter. Here's where I have a little bit of bragging rights. There's no position in a network marketing business that I'm aware of, one single position, that earned more than what mine did. I didn't have multiple positions. I didn't have, my son's position, wife's position, partner's position, double them up and double dipping. One single position. And in the history of network marketing, you can't find a residual income that was greater than the one that I created. Don't clap for that. Why am I telling you that? Because comp plans don't make you rich. Habits do. Okay, habits and culture does. I created that compensation plan that has stood the test of time in terms of single position, record income on a consistent basis. Now, not over a lifetime, but on a consistent basis. Now, and I created this one. And the number one element of where my income came from, I brought that same element that I created, and I created it here, and I didn't make one change. Not one single change. Why? Because it looks the smallest, but it's the biggest. Because of human behavior. I'm telling you, I know and understand human behavior, and behavior produces results, not products, not comp plan, not all of this other stuff, not features. Okay? Behavior produces results. And so we built this around being able to get to the sapphire level, which is 15,000 volume points in a month. And we have another way to get there, and I don't have it in front of me right now. You can get there with a certain number of active distributors. Why? Why did I do that? Because I've had a plan before. I looked at what would I do differently, and I had a plan before where I had diamonds who achieved diamond one time, but they got recognized for years. But I had people who were at emerald who had higher consistent volume and more active distributors than diamonds, and they had a better quality business. If I had to purchase somebody's business or invest in one, I would have invested in that emerald's business versus the diamond, because the diamond had only rank, the emerald had a real business. And I said, this is who I want to recognize. So we said, what if you are able to consistently add to your team every month and build a solid, stable business? And maybe you don't shoot off like a rocket ship. Let's recognize the people for stability. So there's another way to do it, is when you have a certain number of active distributors in your business, you can also go diamond. You don't have to do the rocket ship volume. You can do it by active number of people in your organization as well. So it's a combination. You know, we've refined this thing, but I can tell you right now, I can at least tell you my goal. Okay, my goal is the residual incomes that will come from iBuumerang, just from customers alone. There's not a product in the world that can compete. The products, it can't compete with this technology that we have. Okay, so that's why it's not a fair comparison. When I sell a product, this product stops with the customer. And if I'm not there anymore, the customer doesn't buy it. When I give that boomerang, I can quit the moment that I register that customer. Now my technology continues to work harder than I could ever work. Every time that customer goes to that technology and use it to book, it's going to work, means that I am no longer necessary for income to come in. That's what you have your hands a hold of. Every other product, you've got to stand there and you've got to give the product demos, and that's nothing bad about that. And you got to show them how their skin didn't change in 5 minutes, but you got to tell them, look. Yeah, if I wet my face with water right now, this side of my face is probably looking more smooth than this side right here. This is just water, okay? I've sold those things before. Look at your face. Look, your skin looks much softer and more moisturized. Yeah, this one's dry, and this one you put the cream on. It's supposed to look that way, right? You don't have to do any of that stuff here, okay? Just get them a boomerang. Don't give them any explanations. Give them a boomerang and let the technology go to work for you, okay? Now, last thing, guys, go ahead and register. Prices are going up this weekend on our event. It will be sold out. For our first event, guys, we are expecting about 10,000. I hate to throw numbers out there. We're expecting about 10,000 people for our very first event. We were expecting 400 something for our first little pre-launch, and about 2,000 people showed up. So, you got your ticket. Awesome. So here, go make sure you register for the event right in your back office. You can do it, and it's iBoomerangEvents.com. Get your tickets. Here's what I tell you about leaders. Okay, what I tell you about leaders is this: I don't have to convince leaders to register. Leaders are not only registered, leaders have also have people registered. Okay. And so that event, we're going to have a leadership training, and we're going to dial it up and now start talking to you about how to build you, how to take who you are and now expand your capacity and your ability to receive a bigger organization. Sometimes your group is not big enough because you're not big enough. Okay. And so I know some of you sometimes say, I wish I had a Edwin Haynes. I wish I had a Sam Bean. I wish I had a Daniel Toledo. I wish I had, a Cesar Munoz. Well, you're not big enough yet to handle that. Okay. but we're going to expand you. I promise you. We're going to show you. We're going to build you, expand you, get yourself registered for that event. Don't be like I used to do. Do like I used to do, and that is wait till the prices are going way up. There was a reason that I was broke. It's because I always paid full price for everything. And so now you have an opportunity to pay $149. Those tickets will go to $300. And what will happen is how you do anything is how you do everything. You know, and I used to have that same habit. I would take my Blockbuster videos back late, and guess what? I'd have to pay late fees. I would not make the wire transfer, and I'd have to pay insufficient funds fees. And all of those things that I did, it was my habits that kept me broke. And when I changed my habits, my wealth started to increase. Go out there, let's increase your wealth. Can't wait to see you guys at our grand opening event. Those of you who are right here in Atlanta, Georgia, watching right now while those guys are presenting, I'm about to put on my iBuumerang suit, and I'm headed right over to the hotel. The biggest opportunity meeting so far in the history is taking place right now in Atlanta, Georgia. I believe we're going to have about 1,000 people there at this meeting today. It is off the hook. Atlanta's on the map. Can't wait to see you. I'll be letting everyone know what my travel schedules are. I'm going all over the world, bringing iBuumerang to the world. Thank you, guys. Love each and every one of you. And I'll see you on the beaches of the world, literally. Talk to you later. Bye.